Hello everybody, welcome again to the Buttermilk Jamboree. We're with the Stagecoach Television, and today, this time, we are interviewing the Crane Wives, or at least a portion of the band. These guys are from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'll tell you that when they first started playing out, you started to hear buzz. The name Crane Wives came up in a lot of conversations about music, so keep your eyes out for the Crane Wives because you are going to see a lot more of them in the future. So, hey guys, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Now, Dan, I've known you a long time, so I'm going to ask these ladies a couple questions.
Go for it.
And we'll come back to you.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, we want to. We want to.
Now there's pressure. Dan usually does all of the talking in interviews.
That's why I figured I'd catch you guys. I've seen a couple of the interviews, and yep.
This will be good for the viewers at home.
Right. Now, very rarely do you see a band that has two female guitar players, let alone that play the lead. So, what inspired you girls to form a band and to enter this world, this community of music?
Well, Emily and I were both solo musicians for a really long time, and I think both of us kind of felt like we weren't being heard really because we were used to playing like quiet acoustic settings and, you know, used to people talking over us, and that's fine, you get used to it as an artist, but when we worked at this job together that we both really wanted out of, we decided that the way out was to start playing music so that we could play at the restaurant on Friday nights together. And so when we started doing that, it was just kind of like, why haven't we been doing this? This is stupid.
The reason why we hadn't been doing it was because at some point a friend of ours, a mutual friend, had told us that we could never play together because we were competition. So, because we're both, you know, single solo artists, you know, trying to make
Worst
it.
advice ever.
Oh my gosh, all the wasted years.
Yeah, and it was like unnecessary, like almost quasi-competition, basically, just because, you know, same group of friends, two girls trying to play their solo
I feel
music.
like there's so much girl-on-girl hate that's promoted, and I don't know why in our society, but like, I don't know, girls, apparently there's only like room for one girl in any group, which I think is dumb.
Well, you're breaking the rules on that one. Thank God, it's great. It's awesome. So Kate, where did you get your start playing music?
Oh, wow. Well, my dad always played music. He's been playing for like 43 years now. So it was just always in my house when I was growing up. And when I was 8, I asked for a guitar for Christmas, and I got one, this tiny little classical guitar. And of course, I never played it because I was 8.
Right.
And then when I was 13, my dad gave me his old electric guitar, and that really like amped me up. Pun intended.
Right.
But I don't know, I started really digging the electric guitar, and I would just play cheesy pop songs on it, just chords and strumming, and ever since I've been playing guitar and writing songs.
So you were home trained then?
Yeah, basically.
By your father, pretty much?
No, mostly just self-trained. If I had a question, I would ask him, but most of the time he was just
Awesome.
kind of like, you can figure it out.
Cool. And Emily, where did you
Well,
playing?
my family's not that musical. I started playing piano when I was 3. I
wow.
begged my mom for piano lessons, and I did that for 12 years, and then I kind of, over those 12 years, figured out that I hated playing the piano. So, but I loved music, so I started like dabbling in other things. I played the trumpet. I sang. I was classically trained as an opera singer.
Wow.
But when I was in my senior year of high school, I asked for a guitar. I bought a guitar, and it was just like a whole new world opened up for songwriting because it's so easy to write songs on the
Sure.
guitar. And I wrote a lot of really, really, really bad music for the next like 4 years. So yeah,
It's
All
part
right.
of the process.
it is.
So Dan, where did you start playing music? We're gonna let Dan talk.
Oh, wow. Well, I think my very first experience with music was when I was 9. My parents bought me a toy drum set, and I used to sit in front of my cassette tape player and put my Power Rangers soundtrack in and play just the hi-hat along with my Power Rangers soundtrack.
Best story.
And then after that, 5th grade came around, where band happens to youngsters, and I joined percussion, and I was a percussionist through, in high school I was in the drum line and the jazz band,
Nice.
and in high school is where I really started to branch out from percussion and started trying to play chording instruments and trying to see if I could sing, and eventually I pitched this idea to my dad that I could pay him back for buying me some recording equipment with the money that I got from charging local friends to, record in my quote-unquote
In your
studio. It was the most amateur studio you could imagine. But I did a lot of recording, and I ended up trying to make my own albums. And I say trying because I made, like Emily said, I made a ridiculous amount of bad music. There's a library of horrible songs that I made. And just with my friends and having people come in and play, and ended up doing the musical senior year of high school. And then after that, college, went to college for audio and just started playing in bands, and between rock bands and blues bands and whatever. And
I feel like Dan has played with every musician in Grand Rapids.
I believe you're right, Emily. I'm pretty sure I've seen him play with at least half of them, and I'm sure he's played with the other half when I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
well, it's easy to translate with percussion, it becomes harder with other instruments.
Because everyone's a guitarist.
Yeah.
And then most guitarists can play bass, but nobody can play drums unless you're a drummer.
Right, that's true. I've seen some people try to play drums who weren't drummers, and you're right. So, are you guys from are you Michigan natives? Are you from the Grand Rapids area?
All Michigan natives, but the other 4 of them are from the east side, and I'm from northern Michigan.
Well, we're in northern Michigan.
Gaylord.
So, show everybody on your map.
I'm always worried when I do that I'm going to pick the wrong hand.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You can always
Which
just
one
flip
is
it
it?
though if you got the wrong
Yeah,
one.
I know.
Like a
It'd
headline.
be so embarrassing.
Artist from
Gaylord is
Michigan
up
picks
here.
wrong hand.
See, when you're from Michigan, you always have a map with you. She's from up there.
Yeah.
And are you a Grand Rapids native, or are you from?
No, I'm from Waterford.
Okay.
So like the Detroit-ish area.
For people who don't have a Michigan map, poor amputees.
Oh.
And Dan, you are?
I'm from around there on the east side too. If you've heard of the venue DT Energy Music Theater, which is really called Pine Knob.
Pine Knob. Yeah, I
Yes,
was like,
I grew
no,
up-
I haven't heard of that one. I've heard of Pine Knob though.
Yeah, I grew up on the road that Pine Knob is on, like
Oh,
on the
wow.
border of Ortonville and Clarkston.
I think we all grew up really close to each other,
Yeah.
actually.
There are a lot of
for me,
instances
except
in
for
our
Kate.
yeah, a lot of instances in our lives where I go like, how did I not meet these people before? But I think we met at the right times.
I
Zeno
think
and
so,
I
by
actually
what I've
played a
seen.
Battle of the Bands together.
Yeah, they were in ska bands and they played a Battle of the
In
Bands
high
together.
school.
Wow, nice. Ska's fun.
Ska is
Yeah.
fun.
There were different times in college. We all went to Grand Valley State University, and that's how we came together.
Okay.
And there were different times in college when I saw each of them play solo at open mics or whatever, and I'm not joking. I remember being like, "Whoa!" and just like eating my lunch or whatever, just being like, "I am not going. I'm going to eat this very slowly and watch this." But yeah,
Nice, nice. So I have a trademark question that I ask everybody, and I love to spring it on people because it's fun. So you're stranded on a desert island. You got everything you need except for music-wise. You can only have one artist's music collection. Their own discography. Quick, who is it? Who is it?
Oh,
Quick.
geez.
Oh, wait, knee
Quick,
jerk? You
quick.
can't ask a knee jerk
My-
question like
Oh,
that.
I always do. I
My
always
initial
do.
reaction, just because that's what's in my car right now and I love them so much, is the Fleet Foxes.
The who?
The Fleet Foxes.
The Fleet Foxes?
Yeah.
Nice. And I always ask this question for two reasons. One, because I like hearing how interesting the answers are. And I'm trying to expand this musical community. So check out the Fleet Foxes, guys, because obviously if Kate likes them, they're probably all right. How about you, Emily? On the
it's
spot.
so
Knee jerk,
hard.
quick.
I want to say Elliott Smith, just because he's been a constant favorite artist for about 6 years now.
Nice.
So
I
See?
think that Emily and I would never get stranded separately though, so maybe
We
we,
could
could
combine.
share ours. 'Cause I absolutely
that
like
could work.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Well, I've never made actual rules other than the fact that you're
We're breaking
stranded.
'em.
And, you break a lot of rules, you know.
all right, Dan,
we're
pick an
good with
artist we
that.
like.
I was instantly going to say Radiohead, but I'm not going to because Radiohead is like one of those things that is bad for you. Like, I love Radiohead so much, but it makes me so depressed, and I see all of the cracks in society, you know, and like, so I'm gonna go with the Beatles because it's a nice, easy cop out.
Yeah, well,
If you have their
you're in
entire
good
discography,
company.
there's a
Yes.
lot of variation.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of variety in there.
You're in good company. I've had one other person give me that answer, and that was
Nice.
Mark Murphy from Monkeyshort. So
Hey, there you go.
yeah. Well, Nick James is playing out there, which makes it loud here for our microphones. So we're gonna say good afternoon to all you folks, and check out the next interview, the Crane Wives.
Check out Nicholas James and the Bandwagon.
Oh, yeah.
If you like what
Absolutely.
you're hearing right now.
Thanks for being here, folks, and come back for another interview with the Stage Couch Television. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Next time, bring your
Nice.
guitars, though.